Hello, it's Ashley again. First of all, I'd like to apologize. I'm a little sick, so I sound very manly. Um, Anyways, during today's blog, I'm going to talk about my goals and life aspirations and how they've changed over time as I've grown and matured. I'm also going to talk a lot about my talents, what they are, how I discovered them, and how they've helped me achieve my goals in life. When I was a little girl, I think that probably the two biggest things that I wanted to be in my life were a veterinarian and a police officer. Um, I always wanted to be a veterinarian because I've always had this love for animals. Like, I prefer animals over people. I was that kid that always brought home the strays and we're like, can we keep them? Things of that nature. I'm not sure why I always wanted to be a police officer. It's something that I just felt like was a very respected position. Um, I don't know, I was just fascinated by police officers. As I got older and I progressed through school, um, I realized that I wasn't very good at math. And when you get in middle school and high school, you start learning about college and what careers will require of you. And I realized that if I were going to study pre-veterinarian medicine and then eventually go into vet school, that I was going to have to take classes like chem and biology and calculus and trigonometry and all these really hard, difficult classes that I just didn't feel like I would enjoy or have the ability to do. So that pretty much crushed that hope and dream. And then as I got older, I realized that yes, cops are very important, they are respected, that they are necessary, but I also realized that being a cop is a very, very, very tough career for someone to choose, that it's very consuming and heartbreaking, even though it does have rewards. Um, it can be very difficult, and it's probably not the best job for someone who is emotional, who gets very attached to things, who takes things very personally. Um, but I was still fascinated by criminology, organized crime, crime dramas, stuff like that. Like, that's always been a hobby and interest of me. I've always been very interested in serial killers, why do people commit crime. So when I came to college, I decided that I would choose criminal justice and criminology as my major. Um, I have kept that major the entire time that I've been at Ball State, and I've really discovered that it is my passion. It is what I want to use when I grow up. I used to say that I wanted to be an FBI agent, and that's still my long-term life dream goal. But I know that it's going to take years, lots of experience, several more years of school before I would probably even stand a chance. So even though I don't know what I want to do with my degree, I know that I want it to be criminal justice and criminology related. Um, I don't have your typical talents of music, instruments, art, those types of things. I consider myself to be a pretty average person, but I'm a hardworking person. So I would have to probably say that my best talents are more of personality traits. I'm a very hard worker. I have a strong work ethic. I can never say that word right. Um, I work hard. I'm really good at multitasking. My freshman year, I took two classes. I took an introduction to criminology, and I took introduction to the American Criminal Justice Association. This was my CJC 101 book, Criminal Justice in America. Um, this book and the class really helped me decide that yes, America has one of the fairest systems in the world, but it still has issues, and I was so fascinated by the topics and things that we covered in that class that I decided that, hey, I might want to give this a shot. Maybe I can be one of those people to make a difference. I thought I could make a difference. I knew that I wanted to continue in my major. I wanted to see how I could make that difference, but I didn't really know how. I didn't know the technicalities, the theory, the complicated psychological stuff behind the matters. So then when I took an introduction to criminology, and this is the book for that class, I discovered my real passion. I realized that in any major, from what I've heard talking to my friends, the theory part of the subject matter is always very difficult, very hard to understand for a lot of people. Excuse me. I found out that I really clicked with theory, that understanding the theories made a lot of sense to me, like what went into the theories, how the theories were developed, how the theories could be applied, what the flaws and pros of each theory were. And I actually fell in love with a particular theory called the strain theory. It was developed by a man named Merton. Um, I'm very passionate about the theory, and actually, when I want to go to grad school, I want to focus on that theory. Like, I want my thesis to be about strain theory. Basically, what that theory states is people commit criminal activities when they feel like their American dream cannot be realized. Because we very much live in a culture, a society where you think that you can achieve the American dream if you just work hard enough. And that's one of my talents. I grew up in a very poor part of Indiana. I grew up in a very poor family. I would probably have been considered underprivileged as a child, even though I didn't realize I was. And I worked hard, like, I knew that I needed to go to school, I needed to be educated, I needed to have the willpower, the desire to go on and work hard and do what needed to be done in order to succeed, because I didn't want to end up like my parents and be uneducated and work in a factory and be broken down and sick and not have anything at the age of 40. So I guess my talent is just having that work ethic, being able to take whatever life gives me and make the best of it. I'm very much an image of what someone can do if they really have a dream and they really want to achieve it. I mean, life is hard, it's not easy. There are lots of challenges, but you just have to be able to step up and meet that. And I think that's one of the greatest talents of all. Being able to meet a challenge, give it your best, do what you can, and then just go on from there. Um, Basically, what I think I want everyone to take away from this blog is you can achieve your American dream. You may not think that you have a talent or that you're not special, but deep down inside you are. Even if it's your own willpower, your own morals, values, you have a talent. It's just a matter of finding your talent and applying it in a way you can. Basically, you can be anything you want to be. You just have to figure out how to get there. And it's going to be hard work, and it's going to take a lot of time. But in the end, it's really going to be worth it. I'm rambling now. But I just want all of you Jumpstart students out there to take a step back, set some goals.